Father Protezen Butera, on his part, said that the priestly journey has taught him many valuable lessons. He explained that at one point, he believed peace and reconciliation were the most important values, but later came to realize that love comes first. Witnessing people of different races, languages, and cultures living together in harmony convinced him that love is foundation of unity within church and among people. The mayor of Nyamasheke district, Narisisi Mupenzi, praised the strong partnership between the district and Catholic Church in promoting the welfare of citizens and Christians alike. He wished the priests good health and many more jubilees and encouraged the Diocese of Cyangugu to continue fostering more vocations to priesthood. Father Francois Xavier Nteziryayo was ordained on 25th of July 2001 with the motto, "May God grant me the wisdom to speak and the thoughts worthy the gift I have received." Father Protezen Butera was ordained on 5th of June 2001 with the motto, "Don't be afraid, keep speaking, do not be silent." Currently, Father Protezen Butera serves as parish priest of Ndendezi Parish, while Father Francois Xavier Nteziryayo is the assistant priest of Nyamasheke Parish.
Rwanda has launched a new national digital payment system known as eCash, aimed at making money transfers faster, cheaper, and more secure across the banks and mobile money platforms. The initiative is expected to boost financial inclusion and expand access to digital financial services. More report.
The National Bank of Rwanda has officially launched eCash, a new instant payment system designed to simplify money transfers between banks and mobile money services. The platform, which is part of Rwanda's strategy to promote digital payments, enables customers to send, receive, and make payments instantly across licensed financial institutions using their existing bank accounts and mobile money wallets. In a statement signed by the Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, RW'IGITANGAZAMAKURU, the central bank says the new system will improve access to payment services by making transactions faster, more secure, affordable, and accessible to everyone. The National Bank says it will continue supervising the eCash platform and work closely with financial institutions to ensure the system operates safely, reliable, and in full compliance with national laws and regulations. The central bank will also monitor services availability, transaction performance, customer protection measures, and how complaints from users are handled. The system officially comes into operation on July 14, 2026, beginning with person-to-person money transfers. Customers will be able to move funds instantly between bank accounts and mobile money wallets without changing the accounts they already use. Transactions supported by the platform include the transfers from bank accounts to mobile money wallets, mobile money to bank accounts, and the transfers between mobile money accounts. Under the new system, customers can transfer up to 10 million Rwandan francs per transaction. To encourage the use of digital financial services, the National Bank has capped the maximum transaction fee for person-to-person transfers through eCash at 20 Rwandan francs. However, financial institutions are free to charge lower fees or even after the service free of charge, depending on their pricing policies. The National Bank says eCash will promote financial inclusion by making digital financial services more accessible to Rwandans while strengthening the country's payment infrastructure. It's also calling on participating financial institutions to educate customers about the new system, including transaction fees, transfer limits, and available customer protection mechanisms. Customers are encouraged to contact their financial service providers for more information or report any issues directly to the National Bank of Rwanda through its Intumwa chatbot or official social media platforms.
In a continued effort to increase the number of priests and strengthen the call to serve God, the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu has joyfully welcomed a newly ordained priest, Jean-Claude Wingeneye, from Ndendezi Parish. He was ordained on the 12th of July 2026 by His Lordship Bishop Edward Sinayobye. News in detail.
During the ordination ceremony, the church called upon parents to continue raising their children with values to help them to recognize and embrace their vocations. Family members and neighbors of the newly ordained priest testified that his dedication and exemplary character had long reflected signs of priestly calling. Parents and neighbors of Father Jean-Claude Uwingeneye expressed great joy and pride reached this significant milestone. They noted that from an early age he demonstrated humility, commitment, and strong Christian values, which led many to believe he was destined for the priesthood. Alivera Mutezinga, who has known him since childhood, together with his mother, shared that although they observed the signs of his calling, they firmly believed that it is God alone who calls those he chooses. Despite his calm nurture and good character, Father Jean-Claude's journey was not without challenges. After losing his father at young age, he was raised by Kilomani Pascal, who is not Catholic. Pascal admitted he initially had concerns that his religious background might hinder the young man's vocation. However, he now rejoices in seeing God's plan fulfilled and encourages parents to give their children the freedom to follow their spiritual calling. Father Jean-Claude Uwingeneye described the day of his ordination as one of the profound gratitude to God who led him to fulfill a dream he had cherished for many years. He emphasized that the journey to priesthood required perseverance, dedication to studies, and overcoming various obstacles with Christ as his source of strength. Bishop Edward Sinayobye, the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu, expressed the Church's joy in receiving a new priest, describing it as a great gift to the Christian community. He urged the parents to instill Christian values in their children and support them in responding to God's call, so that the Church may continue to be served by devoted and loving priests. Before entering the major seminary, Father Jean-Claude Uwingeneye had completed his studies in mechanical and energy engineering at the University of Rwanda College of Science and Technology, Nyarugenge campus, where he obtained a bachelor's degree in 2017. He later chose to respond to God's call, pursuing his vocation until his ordination to the priesthood.
Well, some young people from Catholic Diocese of Kabgayi who attended a youth forum held at Ruhango Parish are calling on fellow youth to avoid bad peer groups and instead learn to be content with their current way of life. They emphasize that envy and desire to imitate others often led young people into harmful behaviors, including drug abuse. More report.
Participants at the forum explained that many cases of drug abuse among youth today are influenced by people they associate with. They noted that bad company can easily lead young people into destructive habits. For this reason, they encourage all youth to avoid negative peer groups and to be satisfied with their own lives, rather than trying to live like others. We have problems of youth who involve themselves into peer groups, and sometimes we don't have ability to cope with the lifestyles of those peer groups. That is why, in some cases, youth get destroyed by peer pressure. Peer pressure is very bad. For example, when you have a friend who never attend masses, who never go to church, and you also start behaving like that person, most of the times you will start to take drugs instead of going to church. These views are supported by Father Gratien Ngurikiyimana, the youth chaplain of Diocese of Kabgayi, who also urges young people to stay away from bad influences. He encourages them to carefully choose friends who help them grow positively and draw closer to God. That is very true. We have the problem of peer groups, not only in youth, but also in adults. It requires to choose wisely people you accompany with. That's why you don't have to copy someone else's behavior, especially bad behaviors, such as crimes or others.
akareka kugendana nawe.
Nkurikiimana further advises young people to use social media responsibly, warning that its misuse can expose them to various problems, including involvement in criminal activities. He also reminds them to actively participate in Catholic action groups, which play an important role in promoting hope, unity, and peace among young people.
Well, after our short commercial break, we're coming back with the international news tonight.
I wish I could leave my skin behind.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda.
I wish I could leave my skin behind.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda, Catholic University of Rwanda, by'umwihariko mu ishami ryayo rya Kigali. Ubu abazi guhitamo neza batangiye kwiyandikisha muri Catholic University of Rwanda Kigali campus ikorera Nyamirambo. Abashaka kwiga mu mashami y'uburezi kwiyandikisha mu gihembwe kizatangira mu kwezi kwa gatatu, March intake, byaratangiye muri postgraduate diploma in education PGDE. Aba biga muri weekend. Hatangwa kandi amasomo muri Department of Education in Sciences mu mashami ya Economics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Geography na Mathematics and Economics. Hari kandi Department of Education in Arts and Social Sciences mu mashami ya English and Kinyarwanda, English and French, French and Kinyarwanda, English and Kiswahili, Economics and Entrepreneurship, English and History, Economics and History na Economics and Geography. Uhitamo kwiga ku manywa cyangwa se mu biruhuko. Twakira kandi abanyeshuri bafite A1 muri education bakeneye gukomeza amasomo yabo ku rwego rwa A0. Iyandikisha unyuze kuri wa@CUR.AC.RW. Wanahamagara cyangwa ukandika ubutumwa kuri 07 83 18 86 26 cyangwa 07 33 21 46 78 cyangwa none 07 88 52 41 98. Wanandika email kuri curkigalikampus@gmail.com.
The only way to being found is getting lost.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hotel, ni muze nimugera mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato. Nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hoteli yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga ubuhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka piscine wogera mu karuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley yo ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo nitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi, byaba bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi, ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Kubifuza serivisi za catering, Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye, harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi ahora yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranwe ubwuzu n'icyubahiro bitasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kizizi. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Yashuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sinagera.
Mama we.
Iri ni ishuri ribumbata icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubukanishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. Hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru baherekezwa na pratique zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sina Gerard International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa atletisme, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi we atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinda kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sina Gerard Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 0788535123 cyangwa 0788535999. Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi.
Available with DSTV English Plus. Subscribe now to your package and enjoy all channels for 30 days. Get a Canal Plus HD decoder for only 5,000 francs.
Rero ugiye kutubwira impamvu zatumye uhitamo kuza gusaba akazi hano?
Bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho. Mbabarire. Murakoze. Mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije nuko utaryama neza. Gonda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
Nimurikagurisha mpuzamahanga.
PSF yateguye imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga ku nshuro ya 29 rizabera i Gikondo mu mujyi wa Kigali kuva ku itariki ya 28 Nyakanga kugeza ku ya 17 Kanama 2026. Ibihugu bigera kuri 20 byose bizaba biri mu rw'imisozi igihumbi. Buri gicuruzwa, service cyangwa kwidagadura wifuza byose bizaba bihari. Imiryango izaba ifunguye buri munsi guhera saa 3 za mu gitondo kugera saa 4 z'ijoro. Kubifuza kumurika ibyo bakora nababwira iki? Imiryango irafunguye. Hamagara 0785 imurikagurisha mpuzamahanga Expo uritegurirwa n'urugaga rw'abikorera PSF ifatanyije na Minisiteri y'Ubucuruzi n'Inganda Minicom.
Well, welcome to our international news tonight. Starting in the Middle East, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRG says it has hit 2 UAE tankers in the Strait of Hormuz as the US carries out a third night of strikes in a row on Iran. The UAE called the attack brazen, adding that an Indian crew member was killed and 8 others were injured. BBC Verify tracks the tankers' recent movements. The IRGC also confirmed it had targeted US facilities in Jordan and Bahrain overnight. Meanwhile, the US military says it has completed strikes on targets aimed at degrading Iran's ability to attack commercial shipping. Oil prices rose this morning with the Brent crude up to 1.9% at US dollars 84.8 a barrel, while US traded oil rose by 2%. Now it is at 79.75 US dollars. It comes after President Donald Trump said the US was reinstating a naval blockade of Iranian ports and would impose a 20% charges on all cargo shipped through the Strait of Hormuz. From Iran to Afghanistan. Now, Afghanistan is facing one of the world's most severe humanitarian crises, with millions of children at risk of malnutrition. New data from UNICEF warns that the situation is rapidly worsening as food shortages, poverty, and reduced aid continue to impact vulnerable families. At least 3.7 million children in Afghanistan are now at a heightened risk of malnutrition, according to UNICEF, as the country enters its peak hunger season. Health experts say that crisis is driven by a combination of factors, including economic collapse, prolonged drought, and a sharp decline in international aid since 2021. The United Nations also reports that nearly 1 million of these children suffer from severe acute malnutrition, a life-threatening condition requiring urgent treatment. Across the country, many families are struggling to provide even basic meals. Reports indicate that children are increasingly skipping meals, eating less nutritious food, and facing reduced dietary diversity, early warning signs of worsening malnutrition. Afghanistan already has one of the highest rates of child stunting in the world, with over 40% of children under 5 affected, reflected long-term nutritional deprivation. Well, and that story takes us to an end of our news edition tonight. But before we close, let's go back to the top stories. Well, in our top stories, in Cyangugu, the celebration to welcome newly ordained priest Jean-Claude Uwinjene in the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu has been together with the thanks given to God for the gift of priesthood. Rwanda has launched a new national digital payment system known as eCash, aimed at making money transfers faster, cheaper, and more secure across banks and mobile money platforms. In a continued effort to increase the number of priests and strengthen the call to serve God, the Catholic Diocese of Cyangugu has joyfully welcomed a newly ordained priest. In the Middle East, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, says it has hit 2 UAE tankers in the Strait of Hormuz as the US carries out a third night of strikes in a row on Iran. It was a very huge privilege to be with you, and thank you very much once again for choosing PACIS TV English News. My name is Benjamin Kwizera, and I wish you a very fantastic night.
PACIS TV, the #1 Catholic television in Africa.
PACIS TV, ta vie renouvelée en Jésus-Christ.